It never goes wrong at this point.
Well, we are probably live right now. Let's see, guys. Hey, everybody watching. I am in Washington, D.C. Oh,
Look
at-
at,
there
there
we
we
go.
are.
We look great, you
Yeah, we
guys.
do.
Wow. All right. And the audio is working because it's typing out the text.
Fantastic.
So we'll see what happens when our friends jump in. It looks like no one is. Oh, there we go. We have two people watching. you guys.
Who's here? Who's
So-
here?
Just so you guys know, watching, there's like a 20-second delay or so from what we're doing to what's live. And we have 6 people watching now. Who are you people that are watching us? Please let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Love to hear where you're at. I'm Alex from the national office at Missy Kirshner and Kelly Shue from the AAPC Documentation Advisory Committee.
Yes, yes.
Did I do that right?
Yes, you did.
Okay, all right.
Hey, we've got another one of our
Getty's
documentation.
listening.
Oh, and we've got another one of our documentation advisory folks with us. Hey, Jules.
How could
Hey,
she?
Don.
Oh, I'm kind of confused. Why did she say 2 of my favorite people, not 3 of my favorite people?
That is a great
I'm just gonna
question.
leave right now.
That's a very good question. Oh, Julie, I think you're in trouble with
Oh, boy.
Alex now.
Boy.
Uh-oh, unless it's one of us.
Wait a second.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Don Kirby from Maryland. Don, have you been in DC with us for our regional conference? Let us know in the comments. We have 12 people watching. Let us know who you are. Identify yourselves, voters. Now we have been in DC, Washington, DC at the National Harbor Resort, Gaylord National Harbor Resort for our 2023 regional conference. We're wrapping up. Actually, things are shutting down as we speak.
Yep.
And we're just a little bit away from them, but we're going to start with you, Missy. What has been the highlight for you?
Oh, so many highlights. This has been a fantastic conference. There has been so much great education. We had a fabulous 80s party last night. I love though getting to see all of my friends. I am so loving the fact that I can go up and give somebody a hug who I haven't seen in a while. Some of my closest friends are from AAPC, and I love the fact that I get to be with them and spend time with them. My favorites, like Misty said, I've been to some really, really great education sessions. I'm loving seeing some of the people in the faces that I saw just a couple months ago in Nashville, but now I feel like I've got this, I don't know, this secret little in because I've seen them in person once before, so now I'm seeing them again. And the walking at this one is much less. Yeah. This is true. It's been a great conference. So there has been some fantastic education. If you've never had an opportunity to come to a conference, I really encourage everybody to make it a bucket list thing. There's nothing like the education that we get at Healthcon. There's just something special about being in the room with all of the folks who can give you those fast, quick, fantastic answers that you always need. Agreed.
I have something to say. To Julie. Julie, you're hilarious. Yeah, so I made the assumption that Julie was dissing on me, but she might have been dissing on one of you guys.
Julie, we'll talk on Monday.
Yes. Lori, hey, thanks for being with us.
Hey, Lori.
Jamie King from Kentucky, thanks for being with us this afternoon. Again, for those who are watching, we are in Washington, DC, wrapping up our national conference. So my favorite things, there are 2 things that really caught my attention. And these were at like dinner, or not dinner, but our lunch or breakfast activities. I can't even remember which meal
was
it
which.
was. Yes. But I was sitting at a group, we're sitting with a group at a table, having lunch, and this young woman comes up with a notebook and says, "Can I interview you guys?" And she wasn't talking to me, she's talking to the coders. And I love that she, because we strongly encourage networking being here at conference. And that is, just as Missy said, one of the best things about being here, making new friends and contacts. And she was going out of her way, this woman, to find those who may have interest in what they do. So she had her notebook, taking notes. Where are you from?
Love
What do you
that.
do? I thought that was so
I
cool.
love that.
And then kind of similarly, there was a member she wasn't a CPC yet. Yeah, she's in her course right now, preparing for her exam. And I think she does some dental coding, but she's looking for a path beyond that, and is there to network and get to know people and discover what path she should take beyond her dental coding work. So I thought that was pretty cool.
So Kelly and I were at lunch yesterday and we just sat down at a table and met somebody new, and she asked a question about something that's happening in her office. And is this the right thing to do? Is it not the right thing to do? What should she be doing? And it just so happened last night when I got back to my room that the OIG issued an opinion on it, ironically. So I quickly found her in the conference app. I copied the OIG thing and I sent it to her. And I got a message from her this morning that she was so appreciative. Thank you for sharing that information. She's going to take it back to her doctor. And it's, the power of networking that she happened to mention something and we were able to give her some help. So
one of the things we were challenged with at the beginning, the very opening of this Healthcon, was to try and make 3 new connections every day. And at the time that challenge was kind of given to us, I'd already met 4 new people. So I was like, this is great. I'm done for the day. I don't have to meet anybody else until tomorrow. And then I met like a dozen more, and then it kind of kept going. And it's really just fantastic to see all the different backgrounds that people have, from the very, very new coders, like the ones who are still students, to the ones who are managing whole compliance departments for health systems and things. And we're all kind of together in the same space, and there's all things that we know. And then we all have something that we don't know that somebody else gets to help with. And that's just excellent. Also, Renee, hello from Michigan, because we are also Michigan, Melissa and I.
So it's funny. So there's somebody who's here at conference. I met her back in 2017 at conference, and we were all getting ready to go. And I put a Facebook group together, people who were traveling to conference alone, who wanted to meet people when they got there. And she's one of the people who joined my little group, and we all met in the lobby of the hotel, and we spent the whole week hanging out together. She at that point wasn't certified yet, but the rest of us were certified. So we all sort of gave her the encouragement and the pointers and some tips and some tricks. And she's here now. She's certified. She's got 2 more certifications under her belt. And it turns out she's also in the hotel room directly across from mine. So we met in the hallway this morning and chatted for a little bit before conference. But it's the power of those friendships. It's the power of that networking. I talk to her all the time through Facebook, through LinkedIn. And now I got to give her a hug for the first time in 6 years today. So. Were you going to say something?
I was, but nothing as profound as what you guys share. But I will say this. So if you haven't been, I mean, we talk about conferences all the time. If you get a chance, especially if it's in your neck of the woods, come on out, regardless of where you are in your career, maybe you're a student, but just building those connections right away, especially if you're a student, can help lead to that first position. So just look for those opportunities to connect with other coders in your own area, your local chapter, LinkedIn, just Google and find out who those medical coders are in your area. Yeah, so much to talk about conference. We love it so much. We had an amazing 80s party last night, which was crazy and fun. And I don't know, I'm gonna go out and say a little bit wild at times.
I can't speak to that. I wasn't at it.
Yep.
We had fun last night.
And I know after that party ended, the party moved to other areas for some. Mine ended up back a solo party in my room where I just went to bed. I can't hang with some of the members. So, but it was a great time for all. Now, the weather has been kind of crazy out here. Kelly, tell us about the other day, the tornado warnings and all those things.
Oh gosh, Monday night, we had just the dooziest of a storm roll in. It got the windows behind us look out over the Potomac River and you couldn't see the river. It was so dark and stormy. And it was actually kind of funny. We were down in this area waiting to have dinner. And so many people were like, why are you all standing by the windows? It's so dangerous. And I was like, that's how you know who's in the Midwest, because we Midwesterners are going to be sitting out there on the porch watching the storm while people who aren't used to the potential tornadoes are going to be off someplace looking at the rest of us like we're insane. But it was very intense. It passed by and we had a beautiful sunset, but it was definitely pretty dark.
It was crazy, but then starting yesterday, we had beautiful weather. There's a great big Ferris wheel right outside our hotel. And Kelly and I were able to sneak out yesterday morning between sessions to run over and do a quick 7 loops on the Ferris wheel yesterday, getting to overlook everything in this
very
area. It was really pretty.
Well,
Have you made it to the Ferris wheel yet?
I have not made it to the Ferris wheel as far as like getting out. So me and a few of the staff went out to a Georgian restaurant in downtown DC, not Georgia, the state.
Yeah.
We weren't looking for ribs and Southern food, but
Good.
Georgia, the country way, and that was unique. There's so many different types of restaurants and to try here. And then yesterday morning, me and 2 others, a member and a staff member, we took an Uber into the National Mall and then ran early and went to the Lincoln Memorial and then ran up to the White House. It's just kind of surreal. I don't get out this way very often, you guys.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So to be here and to see all of these monuments
Mhm.
that you see on TV, you grow up your whole life seeing these things. It's a lot of fun to experience that.
I'm looking forward to doing a little bit of that tonight after conference is over. Getting out and going to explore a little bit before I fly home tomorrow.
All right. Well, we've talked a lot about conference.
Uh,
And there's so much happening at AAPC. I guess in closure with the conference, our next conference will be in Las Vegas next April. Hope to see you there. That's a ton of fun because there's so much to do in Las Vegas. Their restaurants are all within walking distance, great restaurants and entertainment galore, so much to do. Now, both of you have been to a Las Vegas conference, haven't you?
I have not been, I've been to Vegas, but not to an AAPC conference. And it's been probably 20 years. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Well, Circus isn't what it used to be. If you're going to the Circus buffet, I'd stay away.
Okay, good to
Yes.
know.
Kelly, tell us, or Missy, tell us about your last Healthcon experience in Las Vegas.
My last Healthcon, so I've been to Healthcon in Vegas now twice. And I got to meet Gordon Ramsay in the elevator at our hotel the last time on my way to Hell's Kitchen for lunch, which was kind of cool. There's always something going on. When we were at Healthcon the last time, myself and one of the other members were able to take an evening tour of the human body,
Oh,
real experience
yeah.
that was right by our hotel. And I actually have a bunch of the pictures that we took at that experience that I incorporate when I teach now, because there's nothing like that actual view of what the bones in the ear look like. Just a really great experience. And then, so HealthCon will be in Vegas, April of next year. And then we're going to Philadelphia for the regional next August. So looking forward to that too.
Oh, yes. I'm kind of hooked now, so.
Philly's an amazing city. You know, I just recently, I think many of you guys watching know, I spoke at Rita's conference. And that was a ton of fun. But that town is one of my favorite towns. Now you have like Washington DC, history, rich in history, so much to see and explore, and so much cultural diversity, so many great restaurants and things. So Rita, if you guys, I think many of you know Rita Genovese. She lives in South Philly and gives the best tour of the area, and it's just a ton of fun.
Sounds to me like you're gonna need to hire her for multiple tours for us.
I agree. I think she would do it for free. She loves the counts so much.
She does. She's very proud.
All right.
Ooh, lady. Lady will be celebrating her birthday with us in Vegas.
Oh, that sounds like a crazy night. Please invite me.
So we've been talking about Healthcon, but Kelly and I also have a roundtable coming up with the Documentation Advisory Committee. Of course, I want to give a plug for that because we love doing those. That's like a 4-hour education session that the Documentation Advisory Committee will be doing at the end of September. I want to say it's September 28th, where we're looking at operative reports and how do you read the operative reports? How do you read them? How do you break them down? The simple ones are simple, but what happens when you get into the more complex ones? If you are a new coder, if you are a student, if you're just learning, it will be a great session for you. If you are an experienced coder, it's going to be a great session as we start to look at some of those key changes that have happened with hernia coding, with some of the complications of facet joint injections.
We're gonna be talking about some of the new hernia coding. We've got some operative notes to break down there. And it's not just Melissa and I that are going to be doing it. We've got the rest of our committee. We've got Julie and Elizabeth and Chelsea who are going to be there as well, sharing all of their knowledge.
I'm gonna go up.
Which one would you like?
Here. Okay, so question for both of you, and I'll start with you, Kelly. What was your what nugget of information was really stuck with you? I guess favorite session or just favorite one bit of information that you received here in DC from a session?
Gosh, I have two standout sessions, I think, for me. We did one with Mike Misko on incident 2 rules, and that was a lively room. I'm gonna say that had lots of thoughts that people were sharing. And then Christine Hall's session on oh no, it just slipped my mind. What was it? You were there.
The chronic care management.
Thank you. Sorry, Christine. Yes, on the chronic care management. She had lots of great examples to put in there too. And so while I was kind of familiar with those codes, seeing them from somebody else's perspective was very, very helpful, I think.
I think those were my 2 favorite sessions too. What I loved about both of those sessions is that, you know, like I said, one of the things that's powerful about conference is that you're able to stop and ask questions. And in both of those sessions, we had lively discussions, interactive discussions with the speakers where we stopped and we questioned what was on the slide and we gave different examples. And it just made for a great session with 90 of us in the room, or 84 of us in the room, and really asking those deep questions and digging through some of the challenges in this coding. There's nothing better. Those were definitely my 2 favorite sessions too. There's a reason why we hang out together.
I'm going to hide that. All right. Just looking through the comments, Lori, she said she celebrated her birthday last year at the Healthcon 70s party. That was in Denver. It was fun, and hopefully she can make it out to Vegas. We'd love to see you there, Lori. And Lady
was helping me out.
Okay.
Yeah, she was helping me out with Christine's session.
Okay, awesome. Well, guys, we're gonna have a short social hour today. Is there anything that you, either of you, Missy, Kelly, would like to cover before we wrap it up?
Oh, boy. Really, like we said, if you can, even if it's just carpooling, find some people who are going and make a road trip out of it if you can come to one of these. I've done them virtually and that was fantastic. The online community was so helpful when people were having questions during sessions. But this is the first year I've been to any in person, going to Nashville and then here. And there's really just nothing like doing it in person. Home does have the benefit of your pajamas, but again, just the connections that you're making in person, I think trump pajamas even.
This was either my 14th or my 15th conference, and there's just nothing better. There's nothing better than the education, than getting to see our friends and getting to tour different areas that I don't get to go to all that often. So I love it. If you have the opportunity to do it, I strongly encourage, talk to your bosses. Maybe you can get work to pay for it.
Yeah,
Check out.
AAPC actually really has a bunch of really helpful tools and structures and letters, templates and things like that for trying to convince your workplace to send you to. So
All right. Yes, we do have that information. I wish I could post it in here right now, but we are limited with the technical abilities, you guys, so you have to bear with us. But
Yes. it is all just on the conference pages, though. If you scroll down, it's all right there.
so if they go to the healthcon.com,
Yep.
probably.
Yep, it's probably there, or even just from the main AAPC page, when you do the drop downs and you go to the conferences and events, it's there, it's all right there at the bottom of the page.
Awesome. All right. Well, you guys, Misty, Kelly, thanks for being with us for this AP social 21 minutes or so. Everything is shutting down as far as our conference right now, so we're going to go help them wrap it up.
Yep.
But we will see you guys in a few weeks. Thanks so much for being with us, and you guys be safe out there. See you next time.
Have a lovely day.
Bye, guys.